Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Wow, this is just horrible lighting in here. Sorry, we're having all kinds of technical difficulties tonight. Wow, that's just way too close to my face. Yeah. All right. How about, does that do any better? Yeah, that's not really very good either. What if we just did it this way? All right. I don't know. So, okay, well, it's not like you're used to highly professional, well-trained video on this particular channel. Yeah, for some reason, the StreamYard on the phone was just not happening. It made me go vertical. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. So we're on the rather slow, ponderous tablet at the moment. Here, let me load up this app. Hi, Ronnie C. Hi, Denise. Kino. Well, it just seems like so long since I've talked to Kino Kid, as in like a good 5 or 10 minutes. Hi, Buck Savage. Welcome to the stream. We're not quite live yet. We'll be shortly. Again, I apologize for the less than epic video quality. Hello, Vegas 24/7. Welcome to our wrap-up show, I guess, or whatever happened 2 weeks ago or a week ago. Yeah, pennies. Yeah, exactly. It's been just weeks since we've had any contact with each other, Mark. So I'm glad that you dropped by to make sure I was okay. I was held prisoner at the Wynn Encore facility for 2 days. Otherwise, I would have definitely would have been out hanging out with all you people, both of you. Let's go in here real quick. All right, hold on here. All right, yeah. Do a much better job checking out the chat in an alternate form. So let's make sure we haven't missed any. We got 7 people in here. That's not bad for a school night. It's not a school night for me. I'm off tomorrow, so excited about that. And let's see what folks have to say. I already said hey to Ronnie and Denise. It was good meeting Ronnie last week. What, that's been about 10 days ago. Wow, that's a long time. And Buck, Vegas 24/7. I don't know if you've been in a live before, so thank you for dropping in for this one. 11 people in the chat. Daniel Ocean. Daniel was a hell of a lot of fun. That was 2 weeks ago tonight, Daniel. That was great to meet you. Sunday night at Stage Door. I'm pretty sure I took a cab. We will get into the details here in a bit. There's Duder, Water Wilds and Weeds, all the way from BC. Biggest best ideas. Thank you for joining us, Tamara. Right. Still working in the background. Well, I'm kind of working in the background as well. DJ, watching from a car. That can't be good. Hello, Walt, Tina. Been a while since I've had a chance to connect with you all, but try to catch up on some of the vlogs of late that have not accomplished a lot. I've gotten totally tied up in the Matt Bridger vlogs the last couple of days, and they've been some long ass vlogs. So there you go. Frontiers, Tina, pennies. No, it wasn't a $40 cab ride. Around 20-25. It's the Tesla that Anastas and I rode downtown. The Adventures of Anastas and Ronnie C. It sounds like a comic book or a 1970s crime drama. Okay, it is officially 8 o'clock. So for those of you who are hanging out with us here, we'll officially start this live stream. Hello, Melly Love Slots. All right. Cinnamon Girl, welcome to Vegas Tips and Tricksters. Well, thank you for joining the channel. I think I'm still a member of yours. I don't know. I think we all join each other's become members of each other's channel, and I think the only ones who benefit is Google. But thank you for that. Let's see, Tina, Pennies, Frontiersman. So yeah, it was quite a week in Las Vegas. You know that there was a serious snafu along the way when the vlogs just stopped for like 2 days. Um, Frankly, the footage from the night of the 5th was either A, redundant, B, awful, or C, even worse than awful. And then I didn't really record anything on the 6th. So, but yeah, so we'll just talk about the trip a little bit, I guess. Answer any questions. You can talk amongst yourselves if you wish to do so. And yeah, so but it was definitely a an epic week. I think everyone would agree with that. Uh, maybe a bit too epic, but yeah, so we had a good time. Um, I will say, and I think this has probably come out already, but myself, Mark, later Liz, once it became clear that she was going to be able to join us, Ryan and PJ and I have been sort of surreptitiously planning the trip for, I would bet, 5 or 6 months. Hey, Vegas to Cali. Welcome, Steph. Glad you could join us tonight. Appreciate that. And the idea was that it was going to all be this incredible surprise that we all showed up. I think we were all kind of looking for a sort of a break from the madness. Well, we didn't quite get that. We due to Mark's insane popularity. Look, Mark is on my shoulder over here. Yeah, right there. It's the Pennies for Vegas sticker. You can kind of see it. I'm just hoping that all the Pennies for Vegas completists who need to see every video he appears in will watch this show, because he's kind of over there. Anyway, but yeah, we plotted this thing out for months. Mark had a couple of events that he wanted to do, but other than that, we were kind of keeping it under our hats, and then little by little, it kind of leaked out, and it was fine. It was, we had a number of people essentially keynote us, which was kind of cool. Particularly some folks that weren't necessarily expecting to see, and people that we got to see once again. Let's check the chat out again. Looks like Crystal K is in the house. Hello, good timers. Yeah. Andy's probably sleeping or trying to. Amblin Granny, thank you for dropping in. We're not going to go too long tonight. Just figured this was probably easier than actually making a real produced video, which I guess it is. Here's Montina. What are we looking at? Well, okay. Blame Buffet Princess. She was handing them out, Denise. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, she probably ran out of them. She was giving them away pretty easily the first couple of days. I think there's one sticking to the outside of the stage door if you'd like to go by there and peel it off. Yeah, there's definitely that. No, there is no lost stage door footage, unless you join my channel at the $100 an hour level, then there may be. But there was no footage taken after everybody else left. So that's why we don't know exactly what happened. I am trying to recall, completely without any success. The only night I remember very clearly was the opening night when Daniel was there. When he and Blair G would not let our glasses or our bottles go dry. But that one actually stuck in my head. The night that Anastas and I hung out till like 5 a.m., a reasonable memory of that. But the night of Penny's birthday and then later my birthday, yeah, that just gets completely blurred out. So who knows? There you go. But yeah, and I'm, like I said, I don't think he's here, but so we can do this. But I'm blaming Blair G for everything, because inevitably he would be there pretty late, and then he would buy another bucket of beer, and then he would leave. Like, I felt obligated to drink it, but probably shouldn't have. See, we have Corey in the house. Thanks for joining us. We have L&D in the house. Lisa and Drew, thank you. Appreciate you dropping in. I think L&D actually have an official Vegas trip planned at this point, which is, I'm sure it's got to be very exciting. It's been a long time, I know, for them. Once now that Matt Bridger's been back, and I think Crystal's going in a few weeks, L&D may have the longest active non-Vegas streak amongst the vlogging community, as we like to say. Yeah, hashtag blame Blair. Get those T-shirts. It says stage door blackout, and the back of it just says hashtag blame Blair. I don't think I didn't buy very many drinks those nights. Just drink what was in front of me. I was drugged. That's what it was. Speaking Vegas Sunrise in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, definitely blanket hello. 24 people in the house. You probably don't want to say hello to each one of them individually. But if one of your special friends is present, then by all means, chat amongst yourself. Yeah, he did indeed. That is dedication. Of course, if you can afford to spend 2 weeks in the Bahamas and then go to Vegas, yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. December 12th to the 21st, doing the Christmas trip again. I don't know, will there be cowboys there for Lisa this year? Are they doing the NFR? I know it's moving to Dallas. Yeah, Water, Wild, and Weeds may drop into the top category once L&D have been there. Ripple. Yeah, you're right, Gord. A lot of abuse, a lot of wiener abuse took place at the stage door. There's no question. I will say that I cannot advise. I can advise going to Vegas and hanging out at stage door is kind of a cool little spot. Obviously, the drinks are cheap, and generally people are really nice there. It's not really as scary certainly not as scary as some people would make it out, but I cannot advise going there 5 nights in a row. I blame Liz. Hashtag blame Liz. And again, that was the place we could always get into. We tried downtown was rough. I mean, we managed to camp out at Circa for a while, but it was so crowded. Ellis Island was crowded. Pennies for Vegas is looking for his tip. I'd check with the mole. It's a Jewish joke. He may have your tip. Let's see what else we got in the chat here. All right, we seem to have kind of plateaued out at 25. Talked a little bit about my general impressions of the trip, outside of the stage door anyway. Really enjoyed the hotels I stayed at. Was really happy with those, with the exception of the one night at the Orleans that I don't really remember very well. All of them are pretty nice properties. So, but yeah, really liking Aria more and more, or area more and more. And Encore was really nice. Less crowded, but just as comfortable as Wynn. All right, LA Shadow. We just missed LA Shadow, I think, on this trip. I believe they left town almost immediately before we got there. Just like Lee did. I think some people were trying to avoid us. We got Jen in the house. Thanks, Jen. Glad to have you on board this lovely evening. It's rather, it's getting late out there in Ontario. On the iced coffee, hashtag off the vodka, hashtag off the booze. I am clean and sober for the foreseeable future. We do not need any more drunken madness anytime soon. All right. So I'm reading this on here. Aria, there you go. Wow. Duder making it happen. Hey, we got Vino in the house dropping by. 60-second cocktails. Follow him if you have any interest in, absolutely any interest in cocktails. He does some really creative stuff, and I think, yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. Not just sort of the things you would expect, but he's done a few spots on our weekly shows, and probably will again. There you go. Yeah, Ellie Shadow just missed us. People trying to avoid us. I can understand that. But yeah. So now at the, I mean, it was really awesome. We had some folks show up that we were not expecting, or I was not expecting. Certainly, having Ace of Vegas drop by at the last minute was pretty cool. You know, basically, I think he and Daniel basically just did an overnighter. I could never do that. Need at least one day to recover. Actually, I needed 2 days to recover, as it turned out. But, yeah. So no, Ari was great. And like I said, really enjoyed Encore. I never talked at all in Saturday's sort of recap about Resorts World. And I guess maybe I wasn't super impressed with Resorts World. I mean, it's a beautiful property. You know, they have that little orb thing that's kind of cool, and some antique cars and stuff. And I mean, it's obviously brand new. I'm sure it's a beautiful hotel, and casino is, you know, nice. There's a lot of, seems like a lot of good places to eat there, from sort of moderate to high end. And I can't help, the place had the kind of ambiance of a shopping mall to me. And even though I was very close to it the last couple of days, I just wasn't motivated to go back over there. I know Cinnamon stayed there for a couple of nights, so I'll be curious to see her take on that when she releases some videos. I think there was a few people chatting here. Let me see what we got on here in case there's any questions. Yeah, we had a great time with the Slot Gypsies. 3 of the nicest ladies you'll ever meet. Just tremendously generous and super friendly. That was nice. I didn't get a chance to talk to him much at Mark Timber because we were on the opposite end of the tables. But that was very cool that we could meet them. There's some really good. There's slot channels out there that are very slot channely, and then there's those that are just really cool people playing slots. So yeah, we had some. We had a good group pull. And I still don't know if that video has been released by them. You definitely need to check that out. All right, give me a second here. I'm kind of going through the old, scrolling through the old of the photo. Yeah, okay, that's what we just mentioned. Gord in the house. If I didn't welcome him, I will now. Okay. There you go. Cinnamon liked her stay there. Yeah, because it was comped. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Muffy in the house. Kevin, thank you for joining your lovely companion, Jen, in the house. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if I don't think I got a drink there, but I didn't play very long. Yeah. No, it's just like I said, just didn't have much of an ambiance to me. Hey, Tom and Mindy, another couple of people we got an opportunity to meet for the first time. At least several of us did. And another one of those people that I wish I had more opportunity to spend some time with, but there will be other trips. The exact timing of those trips is yet to be determined, but they will happen for sure. Okay, what else we got? Yeah, So yeah, that was Resorts World, and I also didn't talk much about the steakhouse, which is one of those sorts of restaurants people talk about going to and then they never do. So that was a pretty cool experience. Really good French onion soup. I think Pennies would agree on that. Very filling. Some good breads, a good solid steak and potatoes and everything. It's a little pricey, but it's not as pricey as most steakhouses because not everything is sort of a la carte. And I think immediately afterward, my impression was that it's definitely a place worth going to, but it's not a place that I'm likely to go to again. Um, Not because there's anything wrong with it. I suppose if I was staying at Circus Circus and wanted something a little more upscale than the pizza shop, maybe, but otherwise not quite so much. I think I saw pop-up fishing in the house. Good to see you. Been a while. Let's see. Anything else happening in the house? Vegas. Oh, we can all go to Blueberry Hill pancakes. Yeah, December is literally the worst possible month for me to ever get time off, given my career, if you want to call it that, in retail. The busiest time, obviously, with Christmas. So maybe after I'm retired in a few years, then that's a possibility. Yeah, definitely, Crystal. I got a chance to spend a little more time at Circa. Definitely if you can hit up the overhang bar. That is a really cool place to play. You've got a view of the big sports book right in front of you. The machines, unless you're Pennies, the machines occasionally spit out free drink tickets, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so yeah, Pennies is still on the Henry's French onion soup. Have not tried that. There were a lot of places I'd never made it to on this trip, probably because because we were at Stage Door until sunup. Didn't ever make it over to Cosmo. But it was fortunate, at least, that we did get downtown a little bit. Bar Canada is one of my favorite spots anywhere in town, I would say, as far as a bar. We were playing like maybe 20 cents a spin, maybe not even that a lot of the time, and the bartenders were comping our drinks without any problem. And it doesn't seem like that bar is terribly crowded. I think there's just a lot of people probably don't even know it's there. So definitely the way to go. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely yeah, I like I said, I just am not sure at all about the next trip. It'll probably be sometime during the winter or early spring. And I know that yeah, I'm a legend. JR is a legend. Yeah, don't be like me. Don't be a legend. But, yeah, we definitely we pretty much killed PJ after the first night. He was pretty much done. Um, the thing about the great thing for Mark was that Liz was along, and the great thing for all of us was Liz was along. Liz is my bestie now, but she was awesome, tremendous fun, and there would be a certain point in the evening where it would just be like, okay, Mark, we're going. So I needed someone to do that. And there's Blair, Blame Blair, in the house. Blair was like Batman during this entire trip. You would just kind of look up and there he would be suddenly. You don't know how he got there, where he came from, but he was always around and always buying drinks. So yeah, but anyway, but we certainly appreciate it. It was really good getting to know you. The other guy, not in the house, but I don't know. We also got to hang out with Ace 530, Aaron. That one night we hung out at Cromwell for quite a while. I think he came to Stage Door with us a little bit, but yeah, also a really cool guy. Like I said, I think pretty much everybody I met on this trip was really awesome, and So, I crossed a few more names off the list, but there's still a lot of people. Um, I mean, I look on the screen. Obviously, Crystal. Look forward to meeting her at some point. Um, we've been talking for years, and absent the COVID thing, I'm sure we would have hung out at least a couple of times in Vegas. Um, I had hoped to win a huge jackpot on this past trip, so that I might be able to make it up in a couple of weeks for all the Rocktober Granny Fest stuff, but that's not going to happen. Didn't happen, and that's not going to happen. So, unfortunately, there you go. In 2 weeks, yeah. All right, send $1,500 and get me out of my job. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to read the chat for a minute. That's right, Keno. A 20 multi-card Keno is such a great time killer, and they have it right there at the Bar Canada, and they make a great Caesar as well. I'm told. Mark was chugging him down so fast, he was starting to get a little. He was starting to, yeah, I was going to say he was starting to get a little shaky. He was chugging him down so fast, he was starting to not get shaky. That's how crazy that got. But and I'm not saying this because I'm twisted or anything, but all the barkeeps at Bar Canada are very lovely young women. So if you're a gentleman of any age, really, as long as you're 21, then definitely, yeah, I think you'll enjoy the view as well. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, get some thumbs up, because that's what it's all about. Really, it's just all about cramming a few extra watch hours in. And like I said, I didn't have any idea what I was going to do for a Wednesday show this week anyway. So, but we'll put something together, some good information together for the show on Saturday. With only a couple of exceptions, I didn't think the Uber situation was too bad. I know trying to get back downtown one night, they were trying to like kill us. And there are a couple occasions that we took cabs because it was actually cheaper than taking an Uber. But as far as back and forth to the airport, and when it wasn't terribly busy, it really wasn't that hard to get an Uber. So that was a thing. So yeah, definitely hit up Bar Canada. Upstairs at the D. And once you get up there, take a left just past the ponies. That's that may be the biggest disappointment, is that I never ended up playing either the one I can never think of the name of, the old horse racing game, or the new one. It's never the Uber drivers were drinking with us. What? No, they probably were. Yeah, Sigma Derby. There you go. Thank you, Blair. Oh, I think Sigma Derby was just packed when we were at the D. But I like the other game as well. And I wish I'd have played a little bit more of that. I played, I would say 80%. I played Keno on the trip, which, I mean, I played, you don't really play a lot of it, but I played even more on this. I played some VP. I think I probably actually came out ahead a little bit on video poker, because I got a couple of 4-of-a-kinds the 2 times that I did play. I did not play a ton of slots, and I didn't play as much, period, I would say. The last couple of days at Win and Encore, I played quite a bit. But otherwise, not so much. Oh yeah. Tom and Mindy. Tom, I'm going to guess Tom. Yes. Oh, hi, Slade. Welcome to the show. Yeah, Sigma Derby was working when we were there that Friday night. Had a big, like I said, I think it was fully booked. Hey, look, it's Andy in the house. He was probably late because he was eating British candy. Definitely check out he and Simone's latest offering. You can learn all about the the interesting snacks of the UK. Unless you're from the UK, then probably wouldn't be that interesting to you. But good to see them vlogging away. I'm going to give everybody a moment to say hello to Andy. We're happy to have him with us here in the chat. I see from another chat that I was in, I see he was chatting away with some other ne'er-do-wells that we know. But that's okay. I mean, we're all pretty much ne'er-do-wells as far as that goes. So, Simone. Hey, Simone's also with us. Up 36 people in the house. Do we have any thumbs up? Oh, I'm not going to go all the way to the top of that. Simone also with us. Andrew and Simone. I think they had a video earlier in the week as well from one of their last sort of excursions a few weeks back. So check that out as well. So we got going on. Lester has a funny video about one of the Sigma Force. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I didn't know whether when I watched Movestro's video the other day of Mark Timber, there was a significant amount of drunken conversation between he and I have to say I couldn't tell which one of us was the most wasted. I don't recall seeing Movestro quite that out of it as he was that night. I didn't realize it at the time, but definitely he might have had a few. So absolutely. Oh, gee, Drunkometer was hilarious. Yeah. That would be cool. Somebody that actually knows how to edit videos in kind of a cool way could like take some of these videos and put like a little meter on the bottom, the Drunkometer, and then when people come on, they could like indicate how far they are on the Drunkometer. You have permission to use any of my stuff. Yeah. The somebody mentioned JP. JP is back in Costa Rica, of course. We don't know when he'll be back. He's an erratic character. Again, not someone your children should not look up to JP. He is not a role model. Absolutely not. So got here. What the blazes stuff that? I know we've lost everything. Papa Fishing, anyway, yeah. The hot bartender at well, actually Ryan's favorite bartender, who was there a couple of nights when we got there. Very lovely girl. The one that was there sort of overnights pretty much every night also was quite lovely. I can't remember her name because I can't remember much of anything about Stage Door, but also very lovely young lady. Definitely also a place where the bartenders tend to be quite desirable to the shallow male. Yeah, Stephanie. That's Stephanie is the is Ryan's. And just so you're wondering, I have been Ryan is more or less in seclusion, but I have been in contact with him several times the past week. He is okay, recovering fine, and back to life. All right. Those of you who do not, I see Denise is still in the chat. Those of you who do not know, Denise was kind enough to, Denise actually purchased the birthday cake that appeared at Mark Timber that both Mark and I got an opportunity to sample. I think most people got an opportunity to sample it, but it was very kind of Denise to make that gesture. It would have been nice to have seen her as well, but that was certainly very kind of her and much appreciated. Only 4 thumbs up. Let's get more thumbs down. I hear the thumbs down work just as well as the thumbs up. Have a wheelchair candy chart. Her and the meter would be into the crystals, Denise, pennies. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Denise. Again, one of the on back on the top 10 list of people we look forward to meeting at some point in Vegas, and I have great confidence that we will. Um, Usually, the one thing you never have to worry about is meeting Kino and Candy in Vegas. Just show up any weekend, and they'll be there. The the fun part about that night at the D was, and I didn't know this entirely until I watched the Kino's vlog, was they were literally vlogging as they went up the escalator um, to the second floor of the D, and basically like a split second after they quit and they reached the top, I basically walked into them from the men's room. So I don't know. I'd like to say that I keynote them, uh, but that's kind of funny. That going on here because my number one was supposed to meet. Yeah, at the that COVID thing screwed it all up because the end of April last year was supposed there was actually going to be a Vegas tips and tricks event, believe it or not. We had quite an all-star cast scheduled to appear, and Crystal was one of those people. And then, well, you know what happened? Kind of sucked. Yeah, yeah, that would have been a good time. A good time, hey, good timers. That's right. Crystal is the is if there was like a listing of people that other vloggers would like to meet in Vegas but haven't yet, Crystal's probably definitely in the top 5. Maybe we'll do a poll. Okay, Mark. Andy's actually laughing at Mark, which is a good sign. Men's room, men's room meeting. Yeah, there you go. That's right. What Muppy said. Andy will be the one in the wheelchair. You know, it's amazing, Mark, that you can still walk yourself. Because I'm pretty sure you turned your back on Candy a few times. That's right. Let's just F all diseases. We're getting sick of it. Getting sick of people getting sick. Let's just stop that. Let's put a moratorium on that because we don't need any more of that nonsense. Definitely not. Yeah, that's true. There is a theory that has been floated that Vegas BB may not be a real person. I'm not trying to spread that rumor. I'm not saying it's true, but there is a rumor out there that it's just a bizarre creation of Mamacita. You know the little iced coffees that come in the like the milk carton things are actually pretty good. Actually pretty good. Definitely keep that buzz going all day long. Yeah. I'll make sure that Candy knows that she should check out the live chat for this particular live stream. There you go. Yep, Kino Kid is not messing around. Somebody's going to be in serious trouble again. Kino Kid is no, I don't know. I don't even know what this is called. It's some crappy coffee, but it's got like sugar and cream and vanilla in it, and so it just tastes pretty good. And yeah, no, I got off work today around or a little early. Got my hair cut, so it doesn't look quite as crappy as it did the last time you saw me. And then I grabbed like a giant super-sized coffee at the Dunkin', which of course is Andy's favorite coffee shop. So I'm still wired off of that a little bit, but needed a little something to sip on during this event of sorts. But yeah. So yeah. So let's see. We obviously got a lot of folks headed to Vegas here in a couple of weeks. Sounds like a lot of fun activities for you all. So I'll be looking forward to that. Hopefully, I will have had a chance to catch up on all of the Mark Timber vlogs before we start seeing the October vlogs. Sorry, itchy nose. I tell you, another reason not to go to Vegas for 7 days is by the last couple of days, all of my sinuses had completely dried up. There was no moisture left inside of me. Definitely. Ambulance. Keno Kid retracted a message. Wow, we have a lot of people with wrenches in here. I don't even remember giving anybody wrenches, but there's a lot of things I don't remember. Um, One thing I usually always try to do after a trip is kind of evaluate where I would place it amongst the trips that I've had. And this has certainly had to be one of the most epic trips just because of all the people that we had an opportunity to meet up with, and some of the things we had a chance to do. Even though there were far too many blurry moments, but um, yeah, it was pretty cool. And like I said, a lot of folks just showed up. We also got to meet Vegas Visual. That was pretty cool. Um, so, and I know I'm missing people. We got to meet Beer Store Dude. Beer Store Dude was a little bit like Blair G, except instead of like Blair G just showing up everywhere, in the case of Beer Store Dude, it was like just disappearing suddenly. Hello, Paul Martinez. Welcome to our live stream tonight. Thank you for dropping in. I don't know how much longer we have on this. As many of you know, there was several little mishaps. Super 99 cents. Paul was like throwing those 99-cent super stickers at us that one night at Stage Door. I remember that now. And also Neil from over in Australia was sending us monies that night, I guess, to buy more beer because we definitely needed more beer. But yeah, it's as many of you know, at some point along the way, I had some cash lifted from me, which was certainly a lovely experience. I will say, whoever lifted the cash was nice enough not to steal my wallet. They just took the money and gave the wallet back, I guess. They even left some money. So, and then the other great, well, I don't know if it's a great story, but it's kind of funny, I guess, is the morning of the 6th. When I woke up, I only had one shoe. So somewhere in Vegas, there's a shoe. It was my shoe. But so I ended up going down to the little gift shop at Encore and bought some little sort of flip flop sandal things. So for a day or so, I was walking around in those things. But hey, there you go. It was I said, quite an experience. How you lose a shoe, I don't know. It happened. So there you go. Little known facts from Vegas. Yeah. If we stay in here long enough, Paul Martinez will probably send us 100 of these super stickers. Or not. Let's see what else. Don Redmond disappeared quicker than Mark on a Chicago brewery barbell. Keno trying to be funny again. I warned you. Hey, Diana Allen is in the house. Thank you, Diana. A member of the channel for a number of years. Well, it is probably close to a year now. Glad you could drop in. Another Canadian, I believe. Yeah, One Shoe. So just call me JR One Shoes Swift. You see Vegas sunrise, Steph back in the house. Yeah, where is Norma? Yeah, yeah. There's like multiple tiers of Vegas vloggers, and I'm definitely not in the top tier. I'm afraid nobody in here is, but certainly Norma is. I know something about Norma, but I'm not going to share it here because it wouldn't be right. But no, she seems like a really nice person. Unfortunately, she did not appear at Stage Door this year. She only went last year so she could meet Pennies. But yeah, Canadians rule. There you go. Or in my, but there you go. Thank you. The Again, this is not a, it should not be considered a point of pride, but I definitely outdrank my coverage on this one. I have to say, and I pretty much remember all this, which is impressive. The night that I actually stayed at Stage Door till sunrise, I didn't really. I remember heading back to the hotel and everything that day. So that's probably because I was on my own and wasn't being purchased beers over and over again. I think Blair actually might have been trying to take advantage of my naive and trusting nature. All right. So L&D, you're headed to Vegas in December. Where are you staying? Curious. Looking forward to seeing your take on things after basically 2 years. Yeah, right. Well, no, well, yeah. At least they didn't take my money. Pretty sure that was a hooker. I mean, if she wanted the money, I mean, wouldn't have been that difficult. She probably could have lured me into a web of entanglement. Lost his shoe. Yeah, see, that's right. One shoes Jackson. Oh, Diana's heading to Vegas next month. Going to miss out on some of the festivities, but hey, having not missed out on some of the festivities, I'm telling you that might be the best way to go. But, yeah, actually, I had far fewer hooker encounters on this trip than in February, other than the regulars at the Stage Door, and then I think Daniel and Ryan and I were harassing a couple of strippers at Bugsy's bar. But otherwise, the last night I was at Encore, a very lovely African-American woman walking around the perimeter of the establishment seemed to take a great interest in me, and I have to assume that she was interested in a financial relationship, but not nearly as much of a barrage as last time. Let's see what we got here. We sure did. Okay, yeah. Daniel, I don't think I ever told. I'm sure I never told you this, but there was I know, and you probably remember one of the girls at the bar there at Bugsy's, kind of a cute little, sort of girl next door, kind of blonde. The next morning, I walked over from Cromwell to the Link to go to Dunkin' and get a coffee and a Boston cream donut. And I swear to God, I walked past Bugsy's bar and the same exact girl was still standing there. Fortunately, she didn't remember me because I'm sure we were probably jackasses. So there you go. There's a good story for you, Daniel. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Losing the chat again. Okay. All right, what we got here? Oh, okay. L&D's still trying to decide on a hotel. Yeah. There you go. Saturday nights at Cromwell are spectacular. Yeah, just be careful. It's a little noisy over the weekends. But yeah, for cheap entertainment, hang out at Interlude Bar and watch the people parade in and out of drays, because it's definitely an experience. I will also say, and I'm sure Cosmo is pretty much in the same sort of vein, but the scenery at Encore was really quite impressive for the gentlemen. I'm guessing it probably would be for the ladies as well. I'm sure there are probably a lot of handsome, well-dressed gentlemen escorting the lovely young ladies around. But yeah, definitely a scenic spot there at Encore. Let's see what we got going on here. Got another 99-cent super chat, a super sticker from Paul. I said I could just earn a living if I just go live and let Paul keep donating 99 cents. There you go. Yep. Yeah, it really did happen there, Daniel. Let's see what Steph has. Steph said, good value working girls are all over on Tropic. Yeah, I was some of them, like I think I mentioned this in one of the other live streams, some of them will wander into the Orleans sort of late at night and try to make a move there. I have not partaken in that. So yeah, the area around Wild Wild West there, and there's like what, a couple of extended stays there on that same block. And there's this guy, and I don't remember the name, and I don't really necessarily want to recommend the channel anyway. There's a guy who just drives around trying to find hookers, and not just in Vegas, but in other cities like LA and places like that. And yeah, he drives around Tropicana. There's a number of videos and finds many, as Steph would put it, good value um, ladies of the evening, but it's not a good value if you need medical treatment after the fact. Remember that, Steph. It's an important lesson for you to remember. Oh, look at that. I've got $5 Canadian super chat from Pennies. Thank you, sir. I'm fairly sure that this is not something I have to say, but if you want a really, really good look at the whole trip, most of the stuff that I did and that we did as a team, and then some of the stuff that I did not do, definitely check out Mark's channel, Pennies for Vegas, which I'm sure you will anyway. Had an opportunity to sort of watch Mark at work on this trip, and he is very dedicated to his craft in terms of setting up live streams and making sure that all the major events of the trip are covered. If he's not vlogging something, he's on Twitter. So definitely check out all the content that he did, because it's some good stuff. And of course, check out the lives that I did that Liz took over, because those are hilarious. That's a lot of fun. So, all right, how are we doing on time here? Said I'm not going to go past an hour. Neither was able to fall asleep. Yeah, Mark takes care of business. What's weird is there's a lot of things that are weird. I think I never made it over to Virgin. I did kind of want to go over there. Thanks to Daniel, I did at least get one slider from White Castle, but again, never quite managed to get over there. Definitely would hit up Ellis Island again, just for the Metro Pizza. Love the Metro Pizza. So definitely worth the trip. And you don't hear about that in terms of Ellis, but really, really good. Oh, Drew now admitting that he has been approached at the Mirage by a lady of the evening. Perhaps we should just do hooker story, hashtag hooker stories, where people can come on here and tell that. I know there were several different bulletin boards that I was on where they had a special category where you could just tell your stories. For sure. And Blair Chi with the picture of one shoe. Yes, everyone send me shoes. I need shoes. Actually, I don't need shoes. I have a lot of shoes. And I actually bought a pair of shoes at the Fashion Show Mall the next day. Because on my birthday, which I guess is kind of cool, I didn't think about it this way, I was playing the Caveman Keno, the 4-card variety, as all the cool people do, just playing a quarter per card, and hit 7 out of 8 with a 4 times multiplier, which comes up to 2,200 quarters. So on a $1 bet, or you could say a 25-cent bet, I scored $550. So that definitely helped. Still have most of that, or a lot of that money in my wallet. So that was nice to come home with some good, with a little bit of additional income. Let's see what else we got in the house. Yeah. Yeah, and and I'm sure you probably know this, Gord, but Thursdays they do a 2-for-1 slices or 2-for-1 pies. I know you and Tamara are big fans of getting the whole pies, and they do that as well on Thursdays, which is a hell of a deal. And there's enough food there for you to live on for a couple of days. Okay, the comment of the day is our winner as comment of the day in the live stream is going to go to, I'm going to guess Tom, but it could be Mindy. With I was approached by a woman at Bally's who wanted to sell me a shoe. Now that's just funny right there. That is funny right there. Very good. God, well, I can't remember if it was the left or right. I didn't bring the single shoe home. I discarded it. So I can't remember if it was the left shoe or right shoe. It is pretty interesting walking with one shoe because actually I think I just walked in my socks until I got something else. Yeah. So there you go. That's the craziness that happened on the night of the 5th. At least, well, I was going to say that I remember. So anyway, let's see what we got. Yeah, everybody's laughing at Tom as well. They should. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was no actual working girl action on the trip. I'm pretty sure I would have remembered that. I mean, maybe just that. Once lost a Cinnamon once lost a show in Vegas. I didn't know she had a show in Vegas. She probably should have a show in Vegas. She doesn't. Yeah, she should definitely have her own show. Lost a shoe, no a show. All right, I got another story. We were playing at Excalibur. Some drunk girl sat next to us kept asking me where her boyfriend was. Wanted me to walk her over to New York, New York. I walked through the footbridge and said goodbye. Well, there you go. Collecting shoes. There, somewhere in a basement in Las Vegas, there's well, I like to think it's a really attractive woman, but it could be some sleazy guy who's just got a collection of tourist shoes. I lost a penny once at the plaza. I've lost my dignity at the plaza before, but I think I've already told that story. Yeah. No, the overhead bridges are scary. I know I didn't really use them that. I guess I would have crossed once. I think I crossed over by Bally's there and then over to Bellagio. But actually, I think I walked down to Planet Hollywood. But anyway, yeah, if you want to be pursued by working girls in the wee hours of the morning, then crossing those pedestrian bridges is a good way. I know a couple of years ago when I went to the Summit event, which I think is coming up either tonight or tomorrow, maybe next couple of days. We didn't get out of there till like 2, 3 in the morning. I'm walking back to I think the Flamingo at the time, and it was like The Walking Dead. It was like I had to like defend myself, fight them off. There were so many that night. That and the little walkways between casinos are another good option. But I'm so glad that we were able to share this valuable information. Yeah, lost my brunch at SL. Yeah, I think my all-time favorite Andy and Simone in Vegas video is the day that they went to the drag queen breakfast, and Simone was definitely wasted by like 1 in the afternoon. I think Andy probably was too. Andy was really into the drag queens. I just want to say that. I'm not judging you, Andy. It's okay. We understand. Yeah. But now, like I said, a great trip as far as just meeting up with so many people. The only other trip I can think of that was comparable was another 7-day trip over my birthday like 8 years ago when I had a bunch of people that I knew from around here, and then a few people that flew in from elsewhere, and we did a lot of stuff in and around the city, and that was a good time. But so definitely this was also a good time. Let's just say that the next trip will be much more subdued. A part of me just kind of wants to do a trip where I like revisit a lot of the touristy stuff. So, go make sure that I see the volcano and, go to the fountains and, even watch that stupid show at Caesar's Palace or watch the rain fall inside of the Miracle Mile shops. Just do all the cheesy, stupid tourist things that I haven't done in a while. I think that might be really fun. Oh, Crystal has a Vegas hooker story. Whoa, two girls trying to pick up Crystal. Now that's a story we need to see the conclusion of. Yeah, when you get two of them going at a time, it's dangerous. I'm impressed that you were able to resist their charms, Crystal. If they were at Cosmo, they were probably quite lovely. And they probably were impressed with your level of play. They probably saw your high-end Cosmo card and knew you were a player, which is not surprising because we knew you were a player for sure. Oh, Canada, yeah. Yes, I think Andy and I are going to sing "Oh Canada" again one of these days. We missed Canada Day though, didn't we? You did not say they failed. There you go, Diana. It was a number of trips before I saw the volcano at Mirage, because I either stayed south of there or north of there or downtown, and you just kind of have to be there at the right time. I'm not a huge Mirage guy. I don't love the rooms. Casinos, the low ceilings in the casino kind of don't work that well for me. But obviously, it's a really cool property to check out, and a Vegas legend for sure. Have to hit Palomino Ranch one day. Yeah, okay, Kevin. You get your permission slip from Jen. Yeah, because I'm definitely going to need that permission slip because I don't want you to die. Nice. At noon. That's an interesting one. I know the Flamingo in the old, well, I guess it's still there, but I don't really call it that anymore. The sort of Margaritaville sort of bar section. I think I was hit on there at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, which I have to think they just got up. A lot of these ladies seem to be up all night. Okay, Jen doesn't care. She's just going to be gambling and drinking on the strip. Jen, and I can't remember, have you and Kevin settled on where you're staying? You probably mentioned it, but I'm having trouble keeping up with the chat. I need like a sidekick to do the chat for me. We might have one someday. Oh yeah. Well, I know they do the Xmas stuff out at the Ethel M's, and then definitely check out Sam's Town as well because they do a nice display there inside the Mystic Falls. I got to get out there again on a trip. I like Sam's Town. The link, and then hopefully 2 nights downtown. There you go. Neon Museum, yeah. Yeah, if you can make it out to the Neon Museum, it's definitely worthwhile. I know they do, I'm pretty sure they do a package thing with the Neon Museum and the Mob Museum. And I would highly recommend that for anyone that's interested in Vegas history. And if you've been watching my channel at all, which many of you have, you probably do have some interest in that. I think we're going to try to definitely feature a lot more history stuff on the Wednesday show. Little blurbs again. I don't know if people actually enjoy hearing it, but I actually enjoy sort of learning stuff that I can share with some of you all. By the way, PJ asks questions and he has the wrong answers on his Vegas trivia. I would just like to say that. But I didn't say anything. All right. But yeah, so yeah, Link's a great location. I used to love that property because they used to have that tag bar that just had like literally hundreds of sort of craft brewed beers. And as long as you were playing some BP, they would hook you up. I lost a lot of money at that bar, but I got to sample a lot of interesting beers. Speaking of which, definitely do that if you go to Ellis Island, um, the front yard, porch, whatever it is. The beer flights there are really fun. You've L&D have done both, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I probably read basically almost every exhibit at the Mob Museum. I also discovered I was a really good shot because I was able to like kill I don't know whether I was killing mobsters or federal agents, but I had them dead to rights with that little display. But yeah, I think I read practically everything in the Mob Museum, and I was probably there like 3.5 hours. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, the bartenders at Tag were awesome. I can still remember some of those guys. There was one of them at least, kind of a sort of average height, weight sort of thing, kind of shortish hair, glasses, I think a beard. That he was still working that same bar probably a year or so after they did away with the Tag bar. But yeah, you could like say, "Hey, I'm kind of interested in this kind of beer," and they would get you something. And so definitely was super. Yeah, Ellis was good. Link was good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not into the casino at all at the Link. I'm kind of not into the casinos at Harrah's, Link, or Flamingo anymore. I like Cromwell. Um, I guess I just like smaller casinos. Yeah, yeah. And for some people it might be an hour, 45 minutes thing. If you're really just kind of interested in the Vegas piece of it, it's like right at the end of the tour. I can't remember. I think you keep going upstairs, and like the last sort of main exhibit is sort of the mob in Vegas thing, which is a pretty elaborate display. And so if you're really mostly just interested in that, um, yeah, you could be out of there in 30, 40 minutes if you just did that. But for those of us who are kind of interested in the backstory of the mob in America, uh, then that was definitely worth it for me. Um, wow, good. I think the flights were maybe around $8 to $10. That sounds about right. I stumbled upon the receipt for that, but I don't know where it is. I'm not going to go look for it right now, but I'll try to remember to look that up. But yeah, it was a good way to sample a lot of different beers, and I think they must have had a good dozen or so. I sampled 8 different ones. There was maybe one that I wasn't too thrilled with, but the rest of them I thought were pretty well done. Booze singer of all time is Patty a casino? Oh, booze slinger of all time. Yeah, I don't know. I know you've talked about that before, Kevin. Yeah, I mean it might. I mean, yeah. For some reason, $8 is sticking in my head, and that could be $2 for each one, just because they have to set them up separately and bring them in the little flight thing. But that sounds like a strong possibility. Uh, I'm going to go ahead and close on that question. I like L&D's questions, so I'm going to wrap things up because y'all have things to do, and I do appreciate those of you who stuck with us here tonight and stuck with us over the our long national nightmare this past couple of weeks. Least favorite casino in Las Vegas. Um, wow. Uh, I am not a fan downtown of Golden Nugget at all. I don't know why. I mean, it's a perfectly nice property. It's actually a very nice property. But for some reason, I just have no interest in playing at that casino. Um, just does nothing for me. As far as on the strip, um, I don't like either Bellagio or Caesar's Palace, and they're both obviously beautiful properties and beautiful casinos, but I just don't feel any. Again, I don't feel much of a vibe there. Caesar's is just. I've never had any luck at Caesar's, and it's just the casino again just feels like it's all over the place, and Again, I've never been a fan of the casino at Bellagio either. And I don't know why. Like I said, there's just, and I've talked about this before in different broadcasts, but there's sometimes it's just, it just doesn't feel right for you. And, it's not necessarily because it's either a classy place or a dump, because they're dumps. I mean, a lot of people would consider El Cortez a dump. I don't. It looks pretty. They've actually done a lot of positive things there, or Plaza. But I like those casinos. On the other hand, I like the casinos at Wynn, Encore, and Aria. So but yeah, uh, I guess those are probably my choices. I have no really strong feelings at all about Tropicana, which may be worse, to be honest. That I don't have any feelings about it at all. I know PJ stayed there for a night. I seem to like it well enough. I would have no problem staying. If someone wants to give me 2 free nights at Tropicana, I will be happy to stay there. I actually kind of enjoy. I've come to enjoy that end of the strip. There's a very strong possibility I may stay at New York on my next trip, because that give me access to a lot of those South Strip casinos, which is an area that I haven't spent as much time, and I've kind of come to enjoy some of those properties. So unless someone has a riveting question that they need to ask here. Yeah, Ronnie, see, I'm not a fan of Harrah's either. Hey, that's actually a good one, Crystal. That's actually good. I might actually say Venetian I dislike more than Caesars or Bellagio, now that you say that. Although I don't mind Palazzo. Again, I think it's a smaller, sort of compact area, has a different feeling. What about free nights at Travelodge? Hey, you give me a free night pretty much anywhere. Hey, I'll check in and do a room tour. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there you go. Gambling at New York, and Aria. I like the casino at New York. I know the rooms apparently are getting a little long in the tooth, but and there's a lot of places to eat around there that do not cost you a arm and a leg. Yeah, definitely. I agree. Bally's Casino is a little bland, but I don't know. The last couple of times that I played there, um, they do seem to have a pretty wide selection of games, particularly different slots. Um, but yeah, it's not a very exciting property. And we all know that Crystal's favorite casino to play at is Cosmo. I like Cosmo. What is my favorite casino to play at? I'll close with that. Um, I don't know, just based on the fact that I spent so much time there on different trips. Obviously, I'm really fond of Wynn Encore, which is kind of strange. Um, on the other hand, downtown, um, there's a lot of properties downtown that I've enjoyed playing at, definitely. All right, Alley's Bartenders Rock. Yeah, I don't get a vibe at all in Venetian. Yeah, casino at the mall, that's right. All right. Okay, yeah. Andy is saying goodnight, and I'm going to say goodnight. And I do appreciate all of you hanging out. We, of course, went a little over our planned time, but hopefully you got a good laugh out of the missing shoe story, and perhaps I had an opportunity to chat up some friends. Like I said, I think I've mentioned this. We're going to probably try to do one of these every month, and perhaps one of these months we'll have some idea when the next trip is going to be. Um, Definitely, and appreciate all of you who were able to make it to Vegas on this past trip, and I had an opportunity to get to meet. Um, definitely, definitely keep our boy Andy and Simone in your thoughts. Hashtag good speed strong. Um, been a difficult summer for the family, and so definitely keep them in your thoughts, and definitely keep my missing shoe in your thoughts. We know it's difficult when you lose your partner like that. So, all right, guys, going to go ahead and end it. Thank you again for showing up and for participating. And we will talk to you again real soon. Hope you have a great and lucky week. Bye bye.